Hey guys, so my book for this is called The Chicken Problem by Jennifer Oxley and Billy Aronson. So, just a short summary about what this book is about. It features a little girl named Peg and her pet cat who both love pie. So, they decide to have a pie picnic with one of their good friends, the pig. So, they sit down, they're getting ready to eat, but Peg notices that there's 4 pieces of pie and only 3 of them. So she freaks out because there's one pie that won't get eaten, but Cat, being the great friend that he is to Peg, he goes to the chicken coop, gets the smallest chicken, and lets the chicken eat the smallest piece of pie that's there. Now, his intentions were great, but he accidentally left the chicken coop open. So all 100 chickens get out and are running all over the place. So the rest of the book is about Peg and her friends trying to wrangle all these chickens together and get them back inside the chicken coop. Spoiler alert, they are able to get all the chickens back inside the chicken coop. They use wheelbarrows and other things like that. Um, and they're finally, at the end of the book, able to have their great pie picnic that they always wanted. So now, jumping right in, some of the fun math content that's in this book is counting. As you can see here, Peg is counting the chickens as they go inside the coop, 1 through 10. And I think it's cool because there are 10 chickens shown on this page. So if you're a kid reading this, you can sit there and count all 10 chickens with Peg. So I think that's pretty cool. It also grapples with the very, very beginning steps and ideas of what 100 is. As a kid, 100 is a very big number and it's hard to wrap your head around. So it shows, we have 10, but we still have more to go because we haven't reached 100 yet. So it does very beginning stages of understanding the idea of how much 100 is. Another concept it has is all the clouds in this book are actually infinity symbols, and the flowers are division symbols. So even though it doesn't dive into those concepts, it does give kids the familiarity with those symbols. So when they do go on and do those harder equations using those symbols later on in life, they're not confused by what they see. It's in their heads. It'll be familiar to them later on in life. So I think that's pretty cool as well. The last little bit of math content that I noticed is that all the page numbers in this book are actually addition problems. So as you can see over here, for page 5, they have 4 plus 1 equaling 5. And they have little addition problems like that on every single page number. So I think that's another fun detail that they added in. And lastly, I don't know if you can really see it in this picture, but some of the pages are actually graph paper, and specifically it's used graph paper. So you can kind of see it over here. You can kind of see it over here that there are math equations written in the background of these books. So again, even though they're not, the authors aren't diving into the concepts that are being written on those on the graph paper, it still is getting kids familiar with what kind of a process of math looks like. So when they get older and are doing it themselves, it's somewhat familiar to them. Lastly, the classroom uses, which I think is the most important part of this book. I love that it gives such a wide range of mathematical problems in it. So whether you're more advanced or not as advanced, you can still get something out of this book. Something easy as just counting to 3 or to 10, or something more difficult that is shown here, like starting at 5 and counting backwards down to 1, or even the more in-depth things like infinity and division. There's a little something here for every kid that's reading it. It's just a matter of what level they're in, what they'll pick up on. So I think that's a really cool and fun classroom thing about this book, is that a wide range of kids can get something out of it. That's all for my book. Thanks, guys.